A short film by Thomas Quinlivan. I remember my first day of 7th grade like it was yesterday. It was a day full of new learning experiences. Unfortunately for me, not all of them were very pleasant. I think my vocabulary doubled in the first 5 minutes, and I learned an important lesson about volume too. Needless to say, after the first day of junior high, I was not a fan, but that's okay, because the second day began with Miss Mazzoni's pre-algebra class, and I thought I was pretty hot stuff when it came to math. When we came into Miss Mazzoni's class, we had a problem to solve. Miss Mazzoni wanted to know the value of the hypotenuse of this right triangle. There was another problem written on the board too. Just one word. She'd simply written, "Why?" We all hurried to write down our answers. Pencils scribbled. Papers rustled. When we were done, Miss Mazzoni asked if any of us knew the answer. I thought I was pretty confident in my answer, so I raised my hand. "What's the answer?" Miss Mazzoni asked. 50, I said. "Why?" asked Miss Mazzoni. "Because a squared plus b squared equals c squared, I said. "Why?" asked Miss Mazzoni again. The class was stunned. What did she mean, why? A squared plus b squared just equaled c squared. We'd plugged in the numbers, and that's the answer I'd gotten. Why did it matter why I got that answer, or why the formula worked? Miss Mazzoni then gave me the most important speech that I'd ever been given in my life up to that point. Most of you, probably all of you, said Miss Mazzoni, have gone through school the same way, just coasting on your smarts. You've been asked, what's the answer? And how did you get that answer? But I'm not going to let you get away with that in my class. I'm going to ask you, why did you get that answer? Why did you set the problem up like you did? Why did the formula work? And what if it were different? I'm going to challenge the way you think not just about this class, but about the world around you. Be skeptical. Ask why. I'm going to try and change the way that you think. Now, this may not seem like a very important or influential speech to you, but it completely changed the person I was. You see, it would have been easy for me to go through junior high just like Miss Mazzoni had said, kind of coasting on my smarts. But I couldn't do that after her class. It changed the person I was. I wasn't the person who was just sitting in the front of the class, raising my hand to answer questions anymore, thinking I was always right. I was still raising my hand, but I was asking a million questions of my own, like, why did you set it up like that? Why did you get that answer? Why does that work? And what if it were different? I wasn't coming to school on time. I was coming an hour early just to get extra things to learn from my teachers in the morning. I wasn't sitting alone at the lunchroom anymore. I was in my teachers' classrooms, asking all the burning questions I hadn't had a chance to ask during class. In short, I changed from a kid who thought he was pretty hot stuff and pretty smart to a kid who was just curious about the world around him all the time and wanted to know why everything was the way it was. I had changed into a super nerd. I really don't think that you'd be watching this video if it hadn't been for Miss Mazzoni. You'd probably be watching a more interesting video about someone who had a more interesting life-changing experience. But Miss Mazzoni really challenged the way that I saw the world. She made me look at the world and realize it wasn't the way I always thought it was. I started asking why and what if about everything, and I think that that's really going to affect me as a teacher. Those are the kinds of students I want to produce, the kinds that ask why and what if and question the world around them, that are skeptical about everything they see, because those are the kinds of kids who get on the cover of magazines, who get quoted in the newspaper. Those are the kinds of kids who are going to make a difference in our world. So, thanks, Miss Mazzoni. You've taught me how to teach in a meaningful and influential way. Thanks. Thanks to you for watching too. And that's the end.